So you just found out you're receiving an inheritance. Let me start by sending my deepest condolences. These times can be particularly overwhelming because it seems like there are a ton of decisions that must be made while you're trying to grieve the loss of a loved one. I will tell you that you can and should take time to mourn before you make major financial decisions. When you're ready to tackle the finances, and only when you're ready, here are some things you should know. Inheriting different types of accounts or assets have different rules, particularly when it comes to taxes. For example, inheriting stocks in a brokerage account is different than inheriting an IRA or an annuity. Let's explore each of these further. If you inherit assets outside of a retirement plan or IRA, you generally receive a step-up in basis. As a result, the value of the asset on the date of death becomes the new cost basis you will use when you sell that asset. This typically means these assets are inherited with very little adverse tax consequences. There are exceptions to this rule, especially when it comes to assets in certain types of trusts where the step-up may not be available. When you inherit funds from an IRA or retirement plan, you should know that every dollar you distribute is income taxable to you. This can be a pretty large tax hit depending on your situation. A strategy that is commonly used to stretch out the tax consequences and also allow for tax-deferred growth on the inheritance involves using inherited IRAs. Inherited IRAs are used by non-spouse beneficiaries since spouses can assume or take over an IRA as their own. The rules for inherited IRAs just changed in 2020. Where the beneficiary now has to fully distribute the proceeds within 10 years. It's important you understand these rules, tax consequences, and financial planning opportunities before making any decisions when inheriting IRA or retirement plan proceeds. Taking a lump sum inheritance from an annuity normally has unavoidable tax consequences. The gain or growth in an annuity is tax deferred by the owner. Therefore, that gain is taxed to the recipient at income tax rates, not capital gains tax rates. This can be an unpleasant surprise at tax time if not planned for. Inheriting life insurance proceeds is a tax-free event, which is frequently used to help cover the taxes owed on other assets. The bottom line is that receiving an inheritance can mean many things for many people. Before making any decisions, take the time to understand your options and the tax consequences of each option. If you have further questions or would like to learn more, please don't hesitate to reach out to me.